Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today. Today, the Houston Texans beat the San Francisco 49ers 26-15. Great win for the Texans. I'm so proud of this Texans team. A lot better than what they did against, the Seattle Seahawks last week. I think a lot of credit has to go to the Seattle Seahawks for the performance they put up against the Texans, seeing the way the Texans looked this week. The Texans looked god-awful against the Seahawks. Their defense, made plays. They have 4 turnovers, but they gave up a lot of points and gave up a lot of yards to Seattle's offense. And I think you got to give credit to Seattle's offense of what they were able to do defensively and offensively against this Texans team. Seeing, how much of a turnaround the Texans had offensively today, compared to what they did against Seattle's defense in the last game. And then also their defense, through the first 5 games, their defense was lights out. They had not given up over 20 points per 20 points in a game, and we're allowing 12 points per game in the first 5 games. Then Seattle scores 27. We saw the same Texans defense today that we saw through the first 5 games that, of not allowing a lot of points and, just being great on third downs. That's the defense we saw today that we saw throughout the first 5 games of the season. Now, against Seattle, they gave up a lot of yards. They were not great on third down, and they gave up a lot of points. And yes, they coughed up turnovers against Seattle, but we just didn't see the best defensive performance you could have saw from the Texans against Seattle. And today, we saw that from this Houston Texans defense, the best performance they could have. Great, just great on third down, not allowing a lot of yards. I mean, Mac Jones was not even close to 200 passing yards in this game. They did a good job stopping and holding Christian McCaffrey to not going crazy today. I just thought they had a great game. And on top of that, the offense had, I think, their best showing of the season. I'm sorry. Yes, against the Ravens, they were really good. They had 44 points, but I don't care. That Ravens defense was weak. They were without a lot of their starters. They're a bad defense in the first place, but without a lot of starters. I don't look at that game as like an amazing performance. This is a team, even though the 49ers have some injured players, I think this is the first legit win of the season for this Houston Texans team. I'm so excited the way they played football today. And I think their season's alive. They're 3-4 now. They've got the next 2 games at home. So I think there's hope that has been built into this team now. But yeah. All right, scoring summary. First 2 drives, there's good drives for the Texans. Just, the good plays are happening. Stroud had a 50-yard slip screen pass to Woody Marks. Stroud was, making nice throws on the outside to his wide receivers on, out routes, and things were clicking for the first 2 drives. But when it came to the end of the drive in the red zone, the Texans could just not connect and had to settle for short field goals, 33 and 34 yards for Fairbairn. Then 12-yard touchdown pass for Stroud to Higgins, his second touchdown of his career, 13-0. Fairbairn from 37 yards before the half. And then on tight end day, of course, Mac Jones throws a 17-yard touchdown pass to George Kittle. It's not tight end day if George Kittle's not scoring a touchdown. 16-7 after that. Then Stroud throws a 30-yard touchdown pass to Xavier Hutchinson. It's 23-7 after that. And Mac Jones throws a 2-yard touchdown pass to his other tight end, Jake Tungus. Then they go for 2. DeMarcus Robinson gets that. It's 23-15. And Fairbairn, with 9 minutes left, hits a 30-yard field goal, 26-15. CJ Stroud has the best game I think he's had since the Texans played the New England Patriots last season. Stroud threw 318 passing yards. At halftime, CJ Stroud had the same amount of passing yards with 235, which is the highest amount of passing yards Stroud's thrown all year. Stroud threw 235 against the Ravens. That's the high. He's been in the 230 range a couple times this year. At halftime, he had that amount. He threw 318 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. I thought this was one of Stroud's best games in a long time with efficiency and yardage. And so, yeah, I think this was one of his best games in a long time. The Ravens game, he was great, but I think I enjoyed this game more from him in this game today than I did the Ravens game. Mac Jones, 193 passing yards, 19 for 32, but a lot of that was in, garbage time. Jones entered the fourth quarter. I didn't even think he had 100 passing yards or was 115, whatever it was. This Texans defense did such a good job of stopping McCaffrey today. He had a bad day, 8 carries, 25 rushing yards. The other one, Woody Marks, was great, 11 carries, 62 rushing yards. He had a bunch of, receiving yards as well. Juwan Jennings led the 49ers in receiving yards with 45, 4 receptions. Hutchinson had 5 receptions and 69-yard receiving yards with a touchdown for the Texans. Texans had 1 sack. Their sack leader, they had more than 1 sack, but their sack leader was Derek Barnett with 1 sack, and their tackle leader was Jalen Petrie with 8. The 49ers had no sacks. The Texans, I thought, did a really good job of protecting. They did a really good job of protecting C.J. Stroud today, a lot better than what they did the last game. The Texans found a good groove in this game. Braxton Berrios had a great day as well. He was making some nice catches. Dalton Schultz didn't have as big of a day as I thought he would, but this is still a really good win for the Houston Texans, I believe. But I'm so proud of the way this team played today, and hopefully they can keep it going. But you guys, let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section, and peace out.